Well, good morning and welcome back to CityLine. With me, I have just a ray of bright light and brilliance. You will recognize her because she is one of our homegrown, hometown finest, and I'm talking about Stephanie Ann Johnson. Welcome, my dear.
Hi.
It is so great to have you back in the studio.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time that you were in the studio was right after The Voice.
No, I was here.
Were you here?
I was here right after with
choir.
With the Tacoma Refugee
That's
Chorus.
right. That's right. Because
Yeah.
Erin's been on since then, and that's right. But you were. It was the first time, and boy, has that choir taken off.
They're exciting.
They are on fire, and you were a part of that. No big surprise to me, my dear. So let's talk about that. For people who don't know, you were born and raised in Tacoma.
At Madigan Hospital.
There we go. When I say
Military
homegrown. So what keeps you here in Tacoma and the Pacific Northwest as opposed to New York or LA or Europe?
You know, I've been to these places. I've been to New York. I've been to Los Angeles. I've been to Europe. I like Europe. It's good. They have the foods.
Amazing.
But you know, this is home. My mother lives here. My grandmother lives here, and I love it here. I love to be here. There's just something about being here, the smell in the air, the feeling, the way that people feel about art, about music. I enjoy being here. It makes me feel good.
I love these pictures of you. They are incredible.
A lot of these are, you know, somewhere backstage in Tacoma. I was opening for Alan Stone down at the UPS. This is inside the Purdy prison. I was working with the Freedom Education Project, Puget Sound, and I got to play for their gala that year, but also for the graduation. I've never enjoyed being background music more in my entire life. To be there in the room while so many of these wonderful women were, you know, taking the incredible step to like make a life change by completing a piece of their education. It was just really like the feeling in the room. It was a rich feeling. There were families from all across the state in this, you know, gymnasium inside the prison. And it was sad to leave. It was hard to go because the women, even though they had just graduated, they had to stay, you know.
Yeah.
And they were wearing their caps and gowns over the prison uniform.
Oh,
and it was just like, oh my God, the feelings, all the feelings,
yes.
You know.
I'm sure you wrote about it too.
I did.
Yeah.
I wrote some prose about it because it was just an unbelievable feeling. I don't know if I've ever been so grateful for my education. Which, you know, came at a lesser cost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this question really kind of precedes what you've just shared with us, and that is, what do you feel your responsibility is to the community?
You know, my mother and my grandmother were always connected to the community. And for me, I feel it's healthy to have both a connection to the musicians whose job that I'm chasing, you know, who are playing those great festivals like Alan Stone, who I mentioned. But also it's important for me to have connection to the people who want my job.
Yes.
To have connection to youth, to young people. From a business standpoint, if they know me and they know what I do, they're more likely to buy my items. From a canon standpoint of thinking of myself as somebody who is just in line with everybody who came before and everyone who will come after. You know, songwriting is a craft. And so in that way, I do see myself as in line with amazing American singer-songwriters in front of me and hopefully another amazing wave behind.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
So in addition to performing, do you do other work?
Yes, I do a lot of teaching and volunteering, which is great. So I work with Studio East in Kirkland. They do a thing called creative play creation. So working with a small group of school age kids, and they get to choose their character And you get the wonderful life lesson of everybody gets to choose who they want to be.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So they get to choose their character. They get to write a show together collectively. We got to talk about storytelling, beginning, middle, and conflict resolution.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And then we end and they bow and they learn the stage etiquette. Groups that I've worked with they've written their own songs, they've invented their own dances that they've taught to other children. It's really incredible. And then next week, the 6th through the 10th in Kent, I'll be working with Rain City Rock Camp for Girls. I'm now on their board. They have a diversity and inclusion board. So that is extraordinary, the first board of a nonprofit that I'm involved with. So they're an incredible group of very strong-willed women who have decided that they're going to champion other women and gender non-conforming individuals.
Thank you.
Yes.
That is exactly where you need to be.
Exactly. I like it.
How do you balance out teaching and performing, and which is better?
They need each other. They're in balance with each other.
Do you need
I need both of them. They're in balance with each other because standing in front of people and playing music for applause, for me, it feels like there's a selfishness to that because it's just getting all of the accolade, but what am I giving back, right? So teaching adds a balance for that. Teaching keeps me grateful to do what I do. And then performing keeps me learning new things that I can pass to young people as well. So they feed each other.
So tell me what's next for you.
What is next? Well, in the Tacoma community, I'm going to be doing a gig with my band, the High Dogs, on the 11th at Point Ruston. And then with my duo partner, we'll be on the 22nd in Old Town. Both of those were booked through Kim Archer, who has made the leap from being a performer to also being someone who books festivals. So now she's a job creator. Look at that.
She's a promoter.
Exactly.
I love that.
And then also working with Metro Parks in their new community center on the east side. There is a recording studio going in. So I will be helping people produce vocal.
Stephanie!
For their grand opening. And then also Libraries Rock on the 25th. It's like a youth-oriented open mic for young people in the community to come out and show us the music that they've been working on.
Sweetie, do you sleep?
No, I do not.
Okay, so before you pick up that beautiful git fiddle and unleash that beautiful voice of yours, what advice do you have for young people who are up and coming in this business?
The first thing is you can't quit. You've got to be really dogged. You've got to figure out what your goal is and then curve all the choices that you make in your life. Even do I get up now? Do I brush my teeth? Around that goal, right? So focus and being dogged and not quitting. And the second thing is crew up. Find those people in your life who are your friends, who believe in you, and work with them and learn to celebrate their victories and learn when it's their turn to celebrate you. Yeah.
Boy, that is an impressive message, because that's not a message that I would say the music industry stands by, because it is, you've been out there. It is not collaborative, it's competitive.
It can be competitive, but I think it can be, there's a bigger opportunity for more deliciousnesses.
Yes.
Right? When we work together and we lift up others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I see that in your music. I see it in your lyrics, in your smile, in your Facebook posts with your grandma, which I live for. Your grandma loves you like no one's business.
It's wonderful to have a close family.
Yeah.
And I am blessed to have not only a wealth of friends and fans and supporters, but also a really close relationship with my mother and my grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you are amazing. All right, my dear. I'm going to say goodbye to our audience. You go ahead and get yourself ready to go, okay?
All right.
Well, that wraps up another great segment of CityLine. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home. We've given you a lot of great things to think about in this past hour, so please go out there, be a part of the tapestry, and above all, pay it forward. And when you come back, as always, we'll be waiting for you right here at CityLine. All right, Miss Stephanie, take it away.
May not have the fortune may not have faith, may not have the kind of power that some can claim, but you've got something I've just got to shout about. You have rainbows in your heart. You may not have enough to eat, you may be poor in soul, you may not have the education, and you may not reach your goals. If you reach for something, then at least you have a start, and you have rainbows in your heart. What will we tell our children of the things we say and do? I'd rather tell them of the rainbows that we knew. I see the colors, oh, and I recognize the glory of your animation and the love that's in your eyes. If we reach for something, at least we'll have a start.